Well, all right. It's a marvelous Monday. Welcome to Walt's World NBA Talk today. Yes, man, got the All-American Walter Luckett in the building, of course. And we got you got some talking to do, man, because let me say this NBA playoffs are getting crazy. Injuries all over the place. You know what I mean? And just teams are just battling, right? I mean, we had a sweep yesterday. But bottom line is that other than that, it's been tight. Now, Walt, first of all, let's talk about last night. Okay, so 125, 118, Phoenix put the Denver Nuggets away. What was your thoughts on this game?
Well, we did predict that they would come out with the broom last night, and that came to fruition. So I'm glad that's behind us. Uh, I was a little disappointed with the Joker being ejected. I know there was frustration, but I didn't think he really went out like an MVP or so. We can talk about that later. But let's face it. Booker and Paul, 71 points combined, perfect from the foul line. They continued to attack the basket. Bridges dropped 19 points. They shot a phenomenal, I think, almost perfect from the foul line as a team. Your boy Crowder had 5 block shots. What more could I say?
Yeah, and Chris Paul just has cemented himself as just the guy.
Oh,
I mean, with all the great players that we've had in this NBA playoffs, right now he's the MVP of the playoffs.
oh, no question. And I think also too, everybody wants him to be the MVP.
Of
He's long
course.
overdue. I mean, just think about it. He's been shopped around a few times, and he made an interesting statement when he was saying people gave up on me. He said,
Yeah,
but the key was getting me on the right team with the right attitude. And plus, him and Monty got a great relationship.
they do. They
So I
do.
think coach and player matters when you talk about leadership. And I think he epitomizes what leadership's all about.
Yeah, but I mean, let me say this. You know what? Chris Paul, come on now. Chris Paul also was throwing the ball away when he was over there with the Clippers. Now, I mean, you know what I mean. Uh, he has matured into the ball player that he has become because he was great then, right? But he used to throw the ball away a lot, man. You
No
know,
question. No
and
question.
he just like I've been saying all along. I don't like these guys that have played like this nonchalant kind of attitude with the ball, man, with the dribbling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to protect the ball if you're a guard, man.
There's an old saying, Juan, ball you man.
Come
Ball
on,
you
man.
man. Protect the ball. And that's true. I think that also, I think he really fits in with this club because most of the guys are junior like. And some of the teams he was with in the past, I don't think the guys really want to hear a whole lot from him. Because I knew there was a lot of dissension sometimes, particularly out in LA, when he was talking to guys, you could see them frowning and kind of like, get out of my face, I don't want to hear it. These young guys embraced him, and there's a benefit from it. So I think, and Booker, who really is the star of the team, let's make no mistake about it. I think he's handled it so well and giving Chris his due and giving him his respect. I like seeing that.
Well, let me also make a couple of comments here. I think that Michael Bridges and I think that Cameron Payne, they have really stepped up. You got to have those kinds of players on your team, okay? And they've stepped up and done what they had to do. Now, let me also make this statement. I think that if they don't involve DeAndre Ayton more in the offense as they move forward, they're going to be in trouble.
I totally agree with you. And he's stellar. I really like his attitude. What he has a lot of energy. He gets up and down that court real well, Juan. And also, quiet as kept. I know the Joker got his points, but he was a little frustrated llast night.
Yeah,
Aikman kind of played pretty tight defense on him, and I know he's a scorer, but he took him out of his game. Again, he was shooting a lot of threes, at his height. And let me ask you, if the biggest guy on the team is shooting threes, who's rebounding?
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is also, I mean, here's a guy who's 6'10", and he's not getting a bunch of rebounds, and he's shooting from the outside too, for that matter, right? They got to do something with that team. They got to bring in some other players to that team for it to really get to the point where they could really challenge for a championship. Okay, I'm not sold on Aaron Gordon.
But what about McGee? McGee came in there and played some
Hey,
good basketball. They
we
should have had him in there in the beginning.
we talked about that right from the beginning.
Yes,
There's no
we have.
reason. There's no listen, man. Make this. The Joker could play forward. He's playing forward now,
I know.
right? They got him listed as a center. He's actually a guard, center, and forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they got to work some things out. They shouldn't have got swept. That's number one. That's why they got to work some things out. Something is wrong over there. All right.
But I also think Juan Murray's stock went up though. Murray's stock went up.
Absolutely. It's obvious. And
I actually think he's the best player on the team.
Yeah. Well, last year, man. I mean, he was the man, right?
Yeah, his stock went up, and I think it might have been a different outcome if he was on the court. Because think about it, Morris and Barton, they were no match for the Booker and Paul. There was just
no.
They just didn't match up well.
And Barton is a big guy. He's 6'5", all right, and he wasn't completely healed either, because that kid can ball. All right.
Oh yeah, I think he dropped a little over 20. He played a good game.
Absolutely.
But as far as last night, it just wasn't his night. Those guys wanted to take them out, and they wanted to sweep them, and they did a great job doing so.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna move on, because the bottom line here is that most likely they're gonna be meeting the Jazz. The Jazz are playing the Clippers today at 10 o'clock. Utah leads that 2-1.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good game. The 76ers are playing the Hawks.
That's going to be a good one too.
Yeah, the people in Atlanta are going to be going crazy.
Chocolate City's going to be happening, man. I think all the business folks are going to be pretty happy about Atlanta, and it's a wonderful thing to see in Atlanta, as you mentioned too earlier when we were talking off the show.
And you know what? And Trey, I think it's got to be played, a little different now, right? 76ers have figured him out now, right?
Yes, they have.
You know what I'm saying? And so something different got to go. And the bottom line is, with the thing with that is that stop dribbling the ball up, walking the ball up.
Oh, yes, I hate that myself.
Stop walking it up. He wasn't walking it up against the Knicks. Why is he walking it up against the 76ers?
Well, that's a good point, and I think basically he was trying to probably read the court and see how he could penetrate. But he was on lockdown that last game. And to your point, I think they know how to defend him now. So he's going to have to figure out. He's going to have to figure out how he's going to pretty much hit some open guys. And I don't know. I mean, it's just going to be a challenge right now. I think the 76ers, if Simmons keeps playing the defense that he's playing, they could possibly prevail. I mean, because he plays good defense. His offense is suspect, but I tell you one thing, he had Trae Young on lockdown the other day.
Yes, he did. And he not only that, he didn't let him get the ball, so he was playing him away from the ball. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be interesting. But now Donovan Mitchell's supposed to be a little hurt, so we don't know what's gonna happen with that. But I tell you what, man, PG-13 better. Come on, man, his legacy's on the line. I mean, we can't keep having these playoffs when come on. And Kawhi, after talking all that nonsense when he got to the Clippers, he's got to stand up too. But I think he's got a better chance of standing up than PG-13, because he's done it before, and he's really proven us wrong every time. You know what I mean? So,
and plus PG-13, he's not a winner. So far, his record proves that he hasn't won any chips yet. And until he does that, like you say, and he's always asking for max money too.
Too many threes.
He lives and dies by the three.
And he can drive to the basket. You see him when he drives to the basket. Too many threes. What's he doing? Come on, man. So that's gonna be interesting tonight. I'm gonna be up late again, man. These games are making me tired, man. You know what I mean? Oh man, I can't get up in the morning behind these games.
Basketball fever, though, you love it.
Yeah, I do. So now here we go. You're gonna start it off. We talked about the top 5 defensive forwards of all time.
I didn't say
So
forwards. I said the top 5 of all time.
period. Period.
Period. Yeah.
Period. That's right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
five,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry to correct you, sir, but I
All
want
right.
to make sure I got my list right here.
All right. So who you got, man?
Well, Bill Russell,
Why?
block shots, and when he said block shots, he said keep it on the court too. You can
Right.
start a fast break from his block shots,
Right.
and plus he had 11 championships. I know everybody he played was about 5'2", but his records really proved himself.
All right.
Again, Michael Jordan, by far the best player ever, perfect basketball player. It was all defensive team his entire career. I mean, between him and Scottie Pippen, they covered a whole half court when they just extend them arms and they get into that defensive position. It was hard to get past them before you even got to the other side of the court.
True.
Michael Jordan is number 2. Got to give it to Dennis Rodman. Why? Because he gets in your head. Every time he got on the court there, Dennis would definitely get in your head. And plus, his rebounding, he was a great defensive rebounder. And that counts too, getting that rebound because it eliminates the second shot. Dennis Rodman was a master rebounder, massive defensive player, and he had high energy, constantly running up and down the court. He set the example.
So you got him at number 4. You got him at number 4.
I got him as number 3.
Or you got him as number 3. Okay. And Scottie Pippen. And Scottie Pippen is number 4.
Yes, Scottie Pippen is number 4. And the reason why I know they were all on the same team, but Scottie Pippen, he and Michael Jordan were just unbelievable. And plus, Scottie Pippen was about 6'6", 6'7".
Yes, exactly.
And his reach was unbelievable, and he always was given the toughest offensive player to defend. And he always did a phenomenal job. And then when they switched, the guy ran into Michael Jordan. So that was a tough challenge.
Yeah.
And then you and I argued about this here. I tried to bring the young blood Rudy in, but you're right. When Wilt Chamberlain was 22, 23 or 24 like Joe Beer, he revolutionized basketball. I mean, when he wanted to block shots, he did. When he wanted to steal, he did. Whenever he wanted to do, he just did it on the court with no problem. So I have to go with Wilt Chamberlain. And even though I'm fighting Rudy, I'm trying to get Rudy in there. But right now, that's my 5, and I'm sticking to it.
You know what? And we did talk earlier, so just, full disclosure, y'all. He did pick Rudy Gobert, instead of Wilt Chamberlain. So I told him, I asked him this question, y'all. I asked him, you going into a championship game and you need some defense, you picking Chamberlain or Rudy? And that was it. He switched up.
I literally flip-flop, Juan.
yeah, he switched up. Now, I got to say this, right? I could put Rudy as, 6 man coming off that team. I mean, I could live with that. But I also think that Larry Nance could be 6 man, push come to shove. He's Rudy Gobert from back in the day, with an offense.
Yes, that's correct.
With offense, right? You mentioned Anthony Mason, but I can't roll with him, So now you
got to give me some rhythm with Michael Cooper, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we got to give him some room. And I had also mentioned the glove, Gary Payton, right?
Oh, that was a good one.
Gary Payton, man. If it wasn't for MJ and Scotty, I would have to have Gary Payton up in there, right?
He's very tough.
And the coach of Atlanta Hawks, what's his name again?
McMillan.
McMillan. Yeah. I mean that him and Gary, man, they
that was a good one.
Exactly. Now tell me why come you didn't have Giannis at the Compo? I can't even pronounce the boy's name. Tired of his name. Why come you didn't have him in there?
I don't like his game, number 1. He doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it's a sign of the time. He's kind of like, I think they're trying to create a superstar out of him. Right now, he's got some time for me to put out there, and he's not consistent. He's always hurt. I don't know. I don't feel him.
And then somebody we also forgot about, was what you call it? Play for the Draymond Green.
Good man. His offense is suspect, but he's a phenomenal defensive player. He gets all the defensive assignments. My problem with him, he turns the ball over for too much for me. It's too much
True.
of a distraction. Like, all the great defense that he does, he gets the ball, then he gives it right back to you.
Now
So
I'm gonna now I'm gonna bring somebody from way back from the past, okay, that a lot of people don't get credit to because people forgot about him. Is that Bob Pettit? Okay,
ooh, that's a good one.
Bob Pettit can play some defense, man. I'm
Oh
telling you.
yes,
I
yeah, he
saw
was.
Bob Pettit play. I'm telling my age right now, and Bob Pettit could ball. I mean, but what it is that he was known as an offensive player, but people didn't realize how great defense he played, over the years. You know what I mean? And poor Anthony Davis, man.
I know.
I mean, he should be one of the top defensive players, period.
Yeah, but your boy, your boy, the Busher, you always loved him.
Yeah, I did love him. How come we ain't got LeBron James in here? Because he's a
Well,
guard.
I mean,
Because he's a guard.
Yeah, he's a guard, and like I said, he could do it when he wants to. These guys done it for 48 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, LeBron does what he has to, but I like a guy, I mean, these guys were great defensive players from the time they threw the ball up to the time that the clock ran out. And that's to me is what we're working with right now. I do say this, though, and I know you probably disagree with me, but he brought a couple of championships to Detroit. Joe Dumars was one of my favorite defensive players.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
he had great offense too because he had Isaiah on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. I mean, he was like Gary Payton almost. He wasn't quite the glove though. He wasn't quite the glove. But so I'm going to challenge you now tomorrow because we're going to go with because look, man, the game is about defense and offense, right?
That's correct.
So we're gonna pick the top 5 forwards of all time. Forwards.
Wow.
Same thing. So
it might surprise you what we come up with.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, back in the day, we had some guys dropping 40s.
Top. Yeah. Top 5 forwards of all time, man. All right. So you better go in them history books, brother. Well, listen, brother.
I was playing back then.
I know, right? Yeah, you played against some of them guys. You know what I mean? So anyway, listen, brother. It's been a pleasure. Yeah. Enjoy the game tonight, man. We got 2 games to discuss tomorrow. Plus, we going with the top forwards of all time tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good one.
Absolutely, brother. So listen, man, have a great evening. Juan Castillo, Walt's World, NBA Talk. We're going to keep doing this right through the playoffs, man. All right? Take care, everybody.
Have a good one.